Well, how do there, chums? 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys, in the viewerverse, I've got a No Man's Sky video around this new Sentinel update. And I'm thinking if they tweaked a few things, it could make you come back for more and more, time and time again, and improve said update. So here are some of my ideas to improve the update. Okay, well, these Sentinel sort of structures, I was thinking it would be nicer if they were a procedurally generated sort of Sentinel dungeon, almost like the actual procedural generated derelict freighters in space, making it a little bit more of a challenge to actually reach the Sentinel core, with lots of drop-down turrets from the ceilings, maybe some new Sentinel creatures inside of the buildings, other than what you get on the actual outside of the buildings, and being procedurally generated, that'd make them more interesting also, and perhaps there could be a boss Sentinel inside of there. I did a video on Sentinel bosses. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner. Righto, so I used a map to pop this actual location rather than defeat wave of Sentinel, and this was the prize. I would have been gutted if I had to fight a load of Sentinels to get this piece of shite. Yes, I'm thinking if it's not a royal multi-tool, why not just drop a blueprint for a piece of new technology, a new module for either our ships, our multi-tool, or our exosuit, some sort of harvested away Sentinel technology. That would have been pretty cool. I will talk about it a bit more in a moment, but another thing I've noticed is my little Sentinel drone, when I start shooting at something, he flies in and gets in the frickin' way. He does that all the bloody time. Look at him, he's on fire now. Yes, you cretin. Frickin' heck. Talking about damage to your robot friends, the exomech can take a heck of a lot of damage quite quickly, and some of those components are very hard to repair. It'd be nice if it had a technology bay where you can stow that tech away. So inside of the actual Sentinel pillar, I was hoping to see maybe, well, the Royal Multi-Tools are freaking awesome, but if you don't get a Royal Multi-Tool, that you get a module or blueprint, something really rare. You know, you could have an EMP pulse that uses up, say, half your hazard protection, or maybe homing bolts, so you could lock on to, say, like a Sentinel Walker, hit it with a red dot, then every time you fire a bolt, it just goes off and hits it, you know? Or maybe a bit like what Mando has, where he fires out those rockets from his wrist and it takes out a whole crowd with crowd control, but just put on a massive great big cooldown for that. Sticky bombs that you could stick to the enemy and after 5 seconds it detonates because they could fly back, especially if you stuck it on a healer and then started shooting something and it goes over and explodes and takes out both of them. That'd be cool. Or maybe even a healing dome for ourselves, so we can erect like a healing dome that goes over us and slowly recharges up our health. But you know, you can call your friends over if you're a multiplayer, erect that, and then you're a healer. So it gives you sort of more of a class to your multi-tool. You could become a tank or a healer or a bomb detonator specialist. Yeah, so it could really open it up, and Hello Games could add new modules in on every update and add in something new, something really spicy. So instead of going up to the spatial anomaly and everybody just buying these and everybody having cloaking devices and things, I mean, how cool would it be to go over to one of these structures, hit it up and go, I just got a freaking cloaking device. What the fudge? And then show it off to your mates and go, look what I've got. Freaking awesome. So I would like it if they upped the loot mechanics with this. They had a really good opportunity to do that, and instead they just let you buy everything and then give shite multi-tools in the pillar. And it'd also be nice, you know, like the 3 things that are dotted around outside the pillar, maybe add in some new S-Class modules in there. I mean, this would be a great way for them to put the incinerator in as an example, and maybe you can get S-Class incinerator modules inside of those 3 little pods on the outside. That sort of thing, and they can update it. It'd be awesome. Okay, so I have touched on the drone slightly. So the drone at the moment, the AI of the drone, he does actually attack other sentinels and things. It'd be nice if he actually sweeped ahead of you and took out some hazardous flora and stuff like that, but he doesn't really do too much other than help you with sentinels. So it'd be nice if he flagged things for you, like actually started scanning some minerals or something and saying, hey, this is worth a fair bit, Talamon, not Talamon, and things like that. A little bit more interaction. I do like his little beeps and bops and noises that he makes, but it would be nice if he was a little bit more useful. I know he's got a satellite dish on his head, so it almost feels like he should be able to at least locate something as well as attack things. So a multi-purpose droid. Okay, now talking of multi-purpose droids, we've got this chappy, which is our old Minotaur that I installed AI technology into. However, you don't need the AI technology in there anymore. After you've actually built the hard Sentinel frame, you can see here, it says that it's got an artificial pilot plugin already. Right, okay, so I just went and bought the other freaking AI plugin for no sort of real reason then, did I? So yeah, that sort of camera mount that sits on the top of it. Apparently, I don't need that anymore, so I can delete this. Okay, well that's a free slot, but it didn't make that freaking obvious inside of the guide or the tutorials or anything, did it? So, bit of an odd one that. So yeah, I can delete this. So, it'd be nice if the actual tutorial, or a little clip at the bottom said you can delete your AI module now that you've got the hard frame in there, or something popped up to that sort of nature. Also, now that we've got these, they're bright freaking blue. Now, my gear, I like to go for the colours of red and white and black to match my sort of, my logo colours and my actual armour colours. Now, you're probably thinking, well, it's just cosmetic, Captain Steve. Well, it is, until you're playing with friends online and you all summon in your mechs and you've all got your little droids flying around and they're all frickin' blue. So you can't tell whose is whose. You can't tell whose mech is whose mech. And you try going over to it and getting inside somebody else's mech, it's not going to happen. You have to get in your own mech. So finding your own mech and having that level of customized detail inside of multiplayer is kind of a must. Or at least I believe it is anyway. I mean, I've cooled down my Sentinel Bay. Well, not my Sentinel Bay, my mech bay, my Minotaur Bay. I keep forgetting his name now. It's all mechanized and freaking sentinelized. But here we go. I'm trying to change the colours. Does it change the colour of anything? I think it changes the colour on the actual roof, on the top of the head of the robot. But other than that, no, I can't see that it's painting anything. No. But I really do feel adding it in customization, letting us put our own colours and maybe even some decals on our mech so we can tell them apart would be freaking awesome. Hello Games. Yes, and also to recolour our little droid at the same time. So I think if you use the Exocraft Bay, the Minotaur Bay, and you recolour your Minotaur, it should also recolour Lay Labs, our little Sentinel drone. But I know that we're also getting a Sentinel Quad Dog during the expedition, and hopefully we can recolour that in the pet synchronizer. Anyway, you can see here my lovely Royal Multitool, and I have found myself a red and silver number. As you can see, I'm quite OCD with colours. But after you've found your Royal Multitool, people, will you be coming back to these structures? I don't think I'm going to, so that's my main thing, is better in the loot. What are your ideas in the viewerverse? Put them in the comments, and until next time, cheery bye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Heck yeah. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.